Rain could put a damper on your holiday travel plans. What the government is doing to help. And she's calling it a Christmas miracle. A woman paid about $4 for a vase at a Goodwill store. And just wait until you hear how much it's worth. Hello, everyone. You're watching The Rundown. I'm Robin Winston. LAX is bracing for one of the busiest travel days of the season Thursday. And Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is warning that the rain could disrupt your travel plans. Now, to avoid any major meltdowns, the FAA has opened military airspace and has limited private space launches through the New Year holiday. 169 new East Coast routes have also been opened. Secretary Buttigieg says this year has seen the lowest commercial flight cancellation rate over the last 5 years, and he plans to hold any airlines accountable for disruptions. There's a concern for flooding and mudslides with the rain we're seeing. Some people in Ventura County are being told to be prepared to evacuate. That includes Foster Park near Camp Chaffee Road, an area hit hard by storms last year. And remember when this flooding happened in March? This is in Camarillo. A storm drain gave way to erosion. This area is still a concern today. People who live nearby are being told to be ready to leave just in case this becomes a problem again. And we're also keeping a close eye on this neighborhood in Rolling Hills Estates. You'll remember a landslide over the summer damaged or destroyed more than a dozen homes. A report later said the primary cause of the land movement was our heavy rainfall last winter and spring. With this storm, there is concern about pollution runoff. And one way you can help ahead of the heavy rainfall is cleaning up that debris and animal waste from your yard. This is what the San Diego Creek in Irvine looked like just after 1 inch of rain last year. It created strong currents and runoff that led right into Newport Bay and ultimately our ocean. Let's check in with meteorologist Belinda Leon tracking the storm. She's here to let us know how long it'll stick around.
Here we are. Storm 2 is moving into Southern California, and this one is expected to be stronger. The forecast for Wednesday will include some scattered rain, mostly for Ventura and LA County, even a possibility for some isolated thunderstorms. The heaviest rain is expected to fall Wednesday evening into Thursday, and this will be a critical period when the possibility for flooding increases. That rain expands into Orange County and the Inland Empire through Friday. A flash flood watch has been expanded to that area and extended through Friday afternoon. When it's all said and done, the rainfall amounts are expected to be from 1 to 4 inches, those higher amounts in LA and Ventura County. The foothills and mountains from 4 to 8 inches in Ventura County could get from 10 to 12 inches. And above 7,000 feet in the San Bernardino Mountains, that's where we could get up to a foot of snow. A winter storm watch will be in effect Thursday, Friday, all the way through Saturday. Heavy wet snow expected above 7,000 feet. Be safe, everyone.
Donald Trump's team is fighting back after being kicked off the primary ballot in Colorado. In a bombshell ruling, the Colorado State Supreme Court decided the former president should not be on the state's ballot because of his actions during the January 6th Capitol riot. The Trump campaign released a statement calling the court's decision politically motivated and completely flawed and promised to file an appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court. Long Beach has passed a proclamation supporting a permanent ceasefire in Gaza. This proclamation means city staff will look for resources and services to support Long Beach residents and community members affected by the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. That also includes potential counseling and mental health services. Other cities like Santa Ana are considering similar measures. The first woman to serve on the U.S. Supreme Court was memorialized by President Biden. Chief Justice John Roberts was also among those who spoke at the funeral for Justice Sandra Day O'Connor Tuesday. She retired from the High Court in 2006 after more than 2 decades. O'Connor died in Phoenix on December 1st after complications related to advanced dementia and a respiratory illness.
Sandra Day O'Connor, the daughter of the American West, was a pioneer in her own right, breaking down the barriers in legal and political worlds and the nation's consciousness. To her, the Supreme Court was bedrock, the bedrock of America.
She's survived by her brother, 3 sons, and grandchildren. Sandra Day O'Connor was 93 years old. Deputies are searching for a group of armed robbers they say are impersonating officers and making illegal traffic stops. On Monday night, the group got this driver to pull over on the 14 freeway near the Agua Dulce Canyon Road exit. Then deputies say the robbers ransacked the van. Deputies say the men are driving cars with red and blue lights on the windshield so they look like police.
There's two vehicles involved. One of them is a Ford Explorer that looks very similar to the Ford Explorer that we see with law enforcement agencies, along with another pickup truck that they're using. We know that these individuals are armed and they're very dangerous, and we want them off the streets.
Anyone with information is asked to call the LA County Sheriff's Office. A Fontana couple is scrambling to find a new home after falling victim to a rental scam. And what was so convincing about the fraud, the scammer may be able to hack the home's smart lock. The couple says they found a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home in Fontana through Zillow. When they reached out to the contact on the listing, the actual rent was half the listed price. Although it sounded too good to be true, the couple scheduled a tour of the home, but the apparent scammer couldn't meet them in person. Instead, the criminal let them into the house through the code remotely and unlocked the door.
How can someone hack a smart home? How can you do that? I'm not, maybe I am naive, not thinking that someone can do that, but they did it.
The couple says they lost $3,300 and they're now being told by the real property management company to move out during the holidays. The property management company told us it's working with the victims and law enforcement to prevent further financial damage. A real-life Grinch is caught on camera in Huntington Beach. A family shared this video with us of a thief breaking in on Monday. You can actually see him right there by the Christmas tree. And the family says he took all the presents that were for the kids. Police say if you have any information on who this is, to please contact them. Black Lives Matter LA and the Community Coalition are leading a lawsuit against the LAPD. The groups claim the department uses violent tactics during traffic stops. They say a swarm of officers are pulling people over based solely on suspicion that a vehicle may be stolen. 3 people at an event Tuesday morning shared their stories, claiming their Fourth Amendment rights were violated.
I wasn't given a chance to explain myself or get clarity on what was happening. Instead, I was forced to walk into the middle of the street, drop to my knees, while 5 officers had guns pointed at me.
The LAPD mistakenly believed that the U-Haul Shivani rented for a move was stolen. Since that day, I have experienced flashbacks, fear of the police, and anxiety while driving.
All I could think about was brothers like George Floyd and how it would utterly shatter and destroy my mother's spirit if I was murdered there in cold blood.
The LAPD tells NBC4 it does not comment on pending litigation. A woman bought a vase from a Goodwill store in Virginia. It cost about $4, but now she's calling it a Christmas miracle. Desiree Mantilla shows us why.
The piece that we found together.
All across this shelf.
This piece I found in Florida at a Palm Beach Goodwill.
Jessica Vincent proudly displays her thrift store finds, a love growing as a child from her mom.
She loved to go to yard sales, tag sales, thrift shops, just anywhere where you could maybe get a bargain or find something old for a good price.
Back in June, Vincent and her partner were driving home from work on Route 1 when they stopped by a Goodwill store in Hanover.
We went in and it was a little bit crowded.
But among the crowd, this vase caught Vincent's eye immediately.
As I got close to it, I could see that it was glass and that it was blown glass and that it was just beautiful. We go to the register and the woman, she kind of just inspects it a little bit. She's like, $3.99, and I said, perfect.
Vincent took her new treasure home, adding it to her collection, and posted a picture of it on an art glass forum.
Pretty much right away, I got a lot of interest in people, that's a nice find.
But one person recognized the markings, telling Vincent this vase is made of high-end Murano glass, a rare piece from Italy.
He knew who and what it was, and he said that is a Carlo Scarpa Pinalate, and they are extremely rare.
Months after phone calls and messages, Vincent put the vase up for auction, selling for more than $100,000.
It's like having a winning lottery ticket and not knowing the numbers. Because I just picked up something I loved. I didn't pick it up thinking, oh, this is going to be a really expensive item. I just picked it up thinking, oh, this is going to be beautiful on my shelf. I love it.
A trip to the thrift store, changing Vincent's life.
It's just very special. I feel so fortunate. It really feels like a Christmas miracle.
Wow, it is indeed. Good finds at the thrift store. Well, former American Idol champ Jordan Sparks will perform in the grand finale of the Rose Parade on New Year's Day. She will ride in the final float and perform at the end of the procession. Next week, Sparks will be riding on the float featuring the Mansion Theater for the Performing Arts from Branson, Missouri. You may remember she was just 17 years old when she won American Idol back in 2007, making her the youngest winner on the show at that point. Congratulations. The holiday season continues and the LA Rams are giving back to families in need. The Rams partnered up with the LAPD to feed those in need at LA Family Housing in Canoga Park. Rams Pro Football Hall of Famer Eric Dickerson, staff and cheerleaders all helped out. It's part of the Rams' 5-week Season of Giving initiative.
I think it's very important, to give back to the community. I'm big on giving back. I think that a lot of people aren't as fortunate as a lot of people, So I think it's very important to give back and help the people that need help.
Coming together for the good of the community, 85 people were fed at Tuesday's event. Some of us may be making a wish for the holidays, but what if you get your wish fulfilled 90 years after making your list? That's exactly what happened to this California man, Mr. Burt. He says when he was just 10 years old, he wrote a letter to Santa asking for a pony. And then 90 years later, on his 100th birthday, Cowboy the pony visited him and his friends at a senior living community in Yuba City. Mr. Burke says he was so excited to pet the horse. His words of advice: don't give up hope, even if you don't get your wish right away. I love that. Wishes do come true. You can always get news and weather updates on the NBCLA app and our website, NBCLA.com. And be sure to tune into Today in LA on NBC4 weekdays, 4 to 7 a.m. I'll be helping you get around with traffic reports throughout the morning. I'll see you next time on The Rundown.